A snowstorm is on the way over the next 24 hours, and confidence continues to increase for more snow. So the first thing we'll go over is the timeline of this system, and then we'll speak on how much snow your neck of the woods can end up getting from this system. My name is Mitch. Good Sunday afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well out there and have had a wonderful weekend so far. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you like it. And if anybody has anything that I can pray about or pray over, please put it in the comments below. Let's get rocking and rolling here. So let's go over who has winter weather advisories, who has special weather statements, etc. first, and what's changed. So if you tuned into this morning's video, or you tuned into anybody's weather video, and they were talking about this, they might have mentioned that there was winter weather advisories right down here. And that was the only area. Now we've extended it pretty much in all directions. But the main area that has my attention is northern areas of North Carolina, and then further east and southeast in Virginia. I don't want to ignore these special weather statements over here in Kentucky. You know, Lexington, Frankfort, you have special weather statements for some light snow late tonight into our Monday. But what's really changed with this is down here. We have winter weather advisories up for Winston-Salem, Greensboro, down to Raleigh now, Durham, all the way over to Greenville, North Carolina. Northeastern sections of North Carolina, Elizabeth City, Roanoke Rapids, up to the Hamptons Road area of Virginia. We even got southern areas of Maryland that has winter weather advisories up to Richmond. What has my attention the most, though, is this little pocket here in Virginia that has winter storm watches. We didn't get that with the system Friday, so confidence is a little bit higher for more accumulating snow in this area. We could get an upgrade to a winter storm warning anywhere in these advisory areas. I mean, they do that. Sometimes they'll initially just give you a winter weather advisory, and then if, you know, the system looks like it's going to produce more snow, during the actual system itself, sometimes they'll bump you up from an advisory to a winter storm warning. But they already have winter storm watches up for this area, so I think that this is kind of an area that could jackpot with more snow. And who's included in this area? Well, you got Emporia, South Hill, Clarksville, and I just mentioned a few small towns in this area, Blackstone, and it does not include, say, Richmond or Petersburg or anything like that. But you're just north of this area. Okay, and I do want to mention there are some special weather statements up here in Fredericksburg, but we don't have any winter weather advisories, say, up here in the Baltimore or Washington, D.C. area. But listen, this area is a wild card. This system can trend further north, and I could easily see us waking up tomorrow morning when we do this again to winter weather advisories further north, maybe as far north as Washington, D.C. So this is what we're working with right now. Just seeing those winter storm watches tells me that this system is going to potentially give us more snow for certain areas than Friday's system did. So let's go over the latest model guidance that we have, and let's update this because it looks like it's struggling here. And here we go. We're just going to keep it rolling. All right. We're going to start off around midnight tonight. Let's get this timeline back up for us, time frame. You can see it up here on your screen. We're going to start off around midnight tonight. Okay, let's get this in motion. We're going to make our way to about daybreak. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Snow's breaking out across, and this is the H-R model, by the way. Snow's breaking out across western areas of North Carolina, heck, even far northeastern sections of Tennessee. We got snow back here in Frankfort, Lexington, all the way up to Cincinnati, even southern areas of Ohio. It's snowing up here. In areas of West Virginia, Charleston, Beckley, Huntington, it's snowing. Does it make it all the way up to Morgantown, Cumberland, western areas of Maryland? We'll see. Already shows a little bit of snow activity in D.C. area, sort of some energy out ahead of it. And then as we continue to move forward, we take it to about it's about mid-morning at this point. We got an all-out snowstorm ongoing in areas of West Virginia. Roanoke, Lynchburg, a good chunk of Virginia, Charlottesville, it's snowing. I think that up here in Charlottesville, this could overachieve. This could be an overachieving system. It kind of disappeared, but it's right in here. Richmond, it's snowing. Petersburg, it's snowing. It's now snowing in Washington, D.C. You don't have any winter weather advisory. Salisbury, it's snowing. Into the Tidewater, the Delmarva area. Does this get all the way up to Wilmington and like Dover up here? We have to see. Okay, it's still snowing back here, and this is 9 a.m. back here into Kentucky. It's Central Time, 8 a.m. Richmond, Pikeville, it's snowing. Always switching to some wet, heavy snow in like Johnson City, Mountain Home, I definitely think so. But the Tri-Cities area, watch out. Now, what's interesting to me, let's back this up a little bit. It's trying to switch to some snow down here in Rock Hill and Charlotte on the latest H-R model run. I want to watch this wild card area in this area. I don't think we're going to get any accumulating snow, but we'll have to watch. And we keep going all the way to about midday. I want to watch this banding feature right here from like Danville to Richmond. Remember, we got the winter storm watches up in this region right here. You're snowing in Greensboro, Winston-Salem at this point. Still snowing back here. This is when two separate main areas really develop. I want to stop it here. It's about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Snowing like crazy in areas of Virginia here. It's snowing in southern and central Maryland. You're right on the northern fringe of this in Washington, D.C., but just like we saw with the system Friday, this could trend further north. It's all rain in Raleigh. Do you switch to snow here? You got winter weather advisories. Okay, it's snowing in the mountains of North Carolina, but you see this kind of area right here, kind of from West Virginia, dropping down to extreme eastern Kentucky, southwest Virginia, all the way down to northeastern, bunch of directional areas of states, northeastern areas of Tennessee, into the mountains of North Carolina. This is a kind of an area right here, sort of a maximized vortex area. You kind of have this main energy right here, kind of a lull in between, and then you got this area. Listen, this could deliver the boom. It can exceed totals over a half a foot of snow. I really think it could. But you keep this going, and then we take it. We lost it there. Let's stop it right here. It's about 5 o'clock. Still got some snow. And we even have, you're trying to get even a rain-snow mix just north of Greenville, South Carolina. Some lingering stuff here. But listen, this is when the snow can really get going here in Goldsboro, Greenville. You got winter weather advisors in Greenville. And it really can just get going in this time period tomorrow afternoon, around this time tomorrow. And you keep going here, and it's tapering off as some snow as far south as Fayetteville, Newborn, North Carolina, Greenville, Elizabeth City. Do you switch to snow? On this specific model run, it isn't very aggressive for like Elizabeth City, but right up the road in the Hampton Roads area, it is snowing like crazy for a few hour period, and then this begins to taper off. What about the NAM? Let's update this. And we're going to have to pull up the timestamp again on here because the NAM was still running when I was preparing this video, but now we should have the entirety of it now. So what about the NAM? Same thing, starting off midnight tonight. It is much more aggressive with snow developing here in the next next 12 hours or so back here in Kentucky. I mean, really has some heavy snow falling back here in northern, even western Kentucky, even southern areas of Indiana. We even have sort of a very tight gradient of snow, but Cincinnati, you're just inside of it here in southern areas of Ohio. And you can see these splotches of green showing up. I meant blue showing up inside the screen. This is where the rain is trying to switch to some heavy, wet snow. It is snowing in Charleston. I think Charleston will get it in this event. It didn't work out for you from Friday that much, but this won't be further north. And then we keep this going, and we get to about 7 to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look how dark that blue is over Beckley, Roanoke, Blacksburg. That's the area I keep wanting to say. I keep forgetting in the middle of doing a video. Wytheville, Beckley, I already said it. Look at the snow moving into Charlottesville about 7 to 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Richmond, you got this area kind of extending right into your region. Man, this is going to be your second nice event in like a 3 or 4 day span. It's snowing pretty good all the way back into Louisville, if the NAM is correct. And then you keep going. The NAM is much more aggressive. Greensboro is starting to snow around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Danville, it's snowing. I mean, this looks like some heavy, heavy snow. What about down here near the Asheville, Canton, Waynesville area? What are y'all going to get? I think your main show, in my personal opinion, will happen in the PM hours tomorrow. As the main energy is pulling through, I think it's possible in western North Carolina, you get a little bit of a surprise inch or two. I don't know where, but, and I'm talking for areas that really aren't forecasting it. So maybe down to Asheville, but it's snowing all the way down to Gatlinburg. It's snowing. You could end as a couple hour period of some heavy wet snow if the NAM is correct in the Tri-Cities region. Mountain Home, Johnson City, everywhere in between, Bristol, snowing all the way up here into Huntington, Norfolk though. Okay, we get into the Hampton Roads area. Let's go on and focus in on this. Let's get a little bit closer. And you're going to see the two main areas of energy break off. Still back here, it's snowing. But let's move it right here. Right here, it's 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, around this time, 24 hours from now. Snowing like crazy in southern Maryland. Elizabeth City, you're switching from rain to snow. And what's happening here is cold air is working into this moisture, cooling off the atmosphere aloft. So this is kind of the event where it's going to be 37, 36, 38 degrees. And then all of a sudden it's going to go from like rain to boom, heavy, wet, like nuclear flakes like size of cotton balls out here. It's just your classic heavy, wet snow. And this can really accumulate fast. So I just love when it does that. Let's update this really quick. Here we go. We're good. Didn't even break a sweat here. But we keep going here, and we take it into, this is around 8 to 9 o'clock. I mean, we're still dealing, we've lost our timestamp here. Let's put it back on your screen. And, it's around 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. I mean, we're still going to be dealing with some moderate snow out there flying around, and everything tapers off. So what about the Euro? What does it show? Okay, this is just a global model. I don't recommend looking at global models this close to the event, but I will show it to you. And it has the same idea, okay? Just snow across Virginia, northern areas of North Carolina, okay? So let's go over how much snow some of these short-range models are showing. Well, the HRR model, of course, was an aggressive model. Pikeville drops 1.5 inches of snow. I don't have Kentucky up here, but, I mean, it does drop like 1 inch or so of snow in Lexington. Charleston gives you guys 3 inches, but you get south of Charleston, West Virginia, a couple inches of snow. Johnson City, the HRR model drops 2 to 3 inches of snow on you, about 1 inch in Asheville. I'm not calling for 3 inches of snow in Johnson City, guys. I want you guys to know that. But I really think that this is kind of going to, I've said this in this morning's video. I think that this is going to be a wild card area. You see that pink area? That's where over 1/2 foot of snow is showing on this run. Richmond, 3 to 4 inches of snow. Virginia Beach, a couple inches. Shows a weird gap right here, about 1 inch in Greensboro. Whew. There's going to be some upset people around about the time, we get into tomorrow night. Some people are going to get ripped off. Some people will be in for a surprise. Some people will hate me. Some people will love me. That's the way these things work. What about the NAM? We don't have the entirety of the run, but we're about to. This is what the NAM is showing. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. Man, the NAM wants to drop a ton of snow in the Smokies. Over 1/2 foot. But it wants to drop 4 to 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches of snow in Roanoke, the Blacksburg area, Lynchville. Is it? What is it? Lynchburg. Charlottesville, Harrisonburg. It's a sharp cutoff up here, and you guys are just inside of this. Washington, D.C. doesn't get anything. Charleston gets almost 5 inches of snow off this run. And it shows a couple inches of snow in the northern counties of North Carolina. Virginia Beach, 2 to 3 inches of snow. Hampton Roads, same thing. And in the far southern areas of Maryland, shows accumulating snow. Richmond, 3 to 4 inches. So, pretty much shows. And the same areas as Friday, but a little bit further south. And a little bit more depending on where you are. The Euro Ensemble, this is what it's showing. And I like what it's showing here on the Euro Ensemble. I think that the Euro Ensemble has a really good idea on this, in my personal opinion. And look, it drops almost 2 inches of snow in the Tri-Cities region. You get near Mountain Home, a few inches of snow possible. But it drops about 1 inch on Greensboro, Winston-Salem. Raleigh-Durham area, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Greenville, kind of the same thing. But you see these northern counties in these areas right in here, this is 1 to 3 inches of snow. And then it has that area that has a winter storm watch right now, kind of highlighted in the blue. But you see kind of this elevated area right here where, that's, 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. So how much are the experts saying with this system? Let's update this because I just want to make sure we're not missing any new updates, and there is none with this. So this is Kentucky. Pikeville could get nothing to 2 inches of snow. They're kind of just saying, hey, most areas could see up to about 1 inch. Okay, and let's update this too. Make sure we got the fresh update information for you guys. Kingsport, that's the other area I always want to say in this area. But Johnson City, they're not calling for any snow on the latest National Weather Service forecast. But Mountain City going for 1 inch. But I'm telling you, this area going up Interstate 81, this area right up here, extreme northeastern Tennessee. I know I've said this multiple times, but I want to watch this area. A little bit of a mesoscale feature can get going. And when I say mesoscale, just think of that as just kind of an elevated area of heavy snow on the backside of this system. Same thing, let's update these graphics. Make sure we're fresh. It's kind of an old update, not that old, it's a few hours old, but it shows some of the higher terrain near, Maggie Valley, Waynesville, south, and to the Balsams. I think that's the way you pronounce it. I should know that because I visit this area all the time. But, you're probably going to get a little bit of snow from this. You can see it in the Smokies and then near Mount Mitchell, up in the Newland, 2 inches of snow up this way. But this is an area, and I'll circle it. This is an area I want to watch for more snow than what's being forecast. Absolutely. We just got to watch it. I want to watch some more PM with that. Now, this is an area that's going to get theirs regardless. Y'all are going to get y'all's. Okay, you're going to get accumulating snow, no doubt. If there's any place that we are highly confident on accumulating snow. Like I would say, hey, you are guaranteed it. It's this area right here. And the same area that got hit Friday. And I think that this area could overachieve. So, Roanoke, 2.6, Blacksburg, 2.5 inches of snow. Danville, you see it down there, Mount Airy, an inch, 2 inches of snow. Greensboro shows an inch, a little bit more. Just heard my kid yell in the background. Boone going for 2 to 3 inches of snow. So it's going to be a nice moderate event for this area. Now let's update the Raleigh graphic. What we got here? Raleigh going for about a tenth of an inch of snow. This is a wild card area. And I could see down here near Sanford, Southern Pines, Asheboro, Pittsboro, Albemarle. I mean, I can see these areas, Fayetteville, getting a little bit of snow. I just don't know about accumulations. Roxboro, about 2 inches. Roanoke Rapids, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And just the interstate corridor here, a few tenths of an inch of snow, enough to make the ground white, is expected. It's expected, doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. Now, this is an area that I have not shown so far this winter. Where did my graphic go? Okay, and here we go. I mean, they're calling for a little bit of snow in Edenton, Williamston, Trace to an inch, Rocky Mount, 1/2 inch to 2 inches of snow, Greenville. I mean, we got winter weather advisors down here. You could get as much as an inch. Now, I do want to show, let's get back to the Raleigh area. I want to show you something here. This is high mounts. This has a 10% chance of happening. So this is kind of the jackpot on the snowier side wild card here, which is a solid event, a couple inches of snow. So I do want to add that, 10% chance to happen. And then I want to show you the last graphic. This is an area where we have winter storm watches up right here just southwest of Richmond and Petersburg. This is an area right here where we could get 3 to 4, maybe as much as 5 inches of snow. Farmville down the South Hill, somewhere in this area. Emporia, you have winter storm watches, I believe, up. Norfolk, Hampton Roads going for about 1 inch or 2 of snow. Okomack, 1/2 inch. This is an area that can overachieve. And once again, we will look at some of these high amounts. 10% chance to happen, guys, not a forecast. Don't get your eyes all big on this and say, oh man, this is what's going to happen. But these are some of the high amounts that could happen. Could get 1/2 foot of snow in some of those yellow areas. So, hey, that's all I got. Let's go back to this and see if they've changed anything while making this video. And I don't think they have. So, yeah, I just wanted to focus in on this storm. We'll start to dive into stuff later this week and into next weekend as we got a blast of Arctic air on the way. But, hey, once again, it's going to be a nice snow event. Except I'm really pulling for my family here in North Carolina. This is looking like it's going to be a little bit further to the south. And I know a lot of places got ripped off Friday. I think that we can work this. I think this is going to work out for a lot of people that it did not work out for Friday. So God bless all y'all. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll talk again tomorrow morning.